Hi, welcome to the Destin Business Forum, brought to you by the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Amy Perry, and my guest today is with Gateway Payments Gulf Coast. Josh Foster, you are a managing partner with the company.
Yes.
And tell me about Gateway Payments. First of all, what is it?
So we're a full-service credit card processing company that's based here locally, and we also provide point-of-sale systems.
Okay, so and that's the thing that you put your credit card in or swipe when you go to purchase
So there's
something,
a variety from a basic terminal to accept it on your cell phone to full-fledged point-of-sale systems.
Okay. Is that the thing that you put in with your cell phone? I love those things. So why would somebody go to your company? I know we use one at my law firm. I have no idea what it is. I mean, my office manager takes care of that. But how do they know which company to call up and say, hey, can you help me with this?
It should be their provider, their merchant service provider, usually. Okay. Sometimes they may have a point-of-sale provider and also a merchant service provider. So in that scenario, it depends. Is there a question related to their billing and funding? Then it would be the merchant service provider. Or is it related to malfunctioning technology? Then that would be their point-of-sale provider.
But just to get started, how would they know? I mean, after everybody sees this, of course, they'll call you. But let's say I'm going to call Josh and I'm going to say, I want to accept credit cards. Do I have to do anything else, or do you take care of everything?
So we'll come meet with you and consult you and see exactly what you're looking for. Then at that point, we usually are very hands-on and we'll help take the process by, what's the word I want to use? The expression, the bull by the horns.
Okay,
so
you just do everything.
We like to be very hands-on and make sure that the process is seamless. We understand business owners are extremely busy. So we try to do as much for them as possible.
And that's a big help because like I just showed my ignorance on it. I don't really do that. Mm-hmm. Somebody in my office does, but I don't know that much about it. And I like it that way. It's just like, let that process be seamless. All right, so why would somebody go with Gateway as opposed to another company?
So one of the major benefits is that we're a local provider. So we're here locally in our market. So they're getting a human being on site, which is a lot of business owners here locally are working with national providers. They have to sit online, or they make a phone call, they're on hold for an hour. Mm-hmm. They call us, text us, email us. So we're very close to our clients, and we'll come in and help them in person. So that's a huge advantage. Price transparency is another one. In our industry, it's very underregulated. So there's a lot of hidden fees, a lot of business owners are being taken advantage of. So we'll go in there, our pricing is very transparent. We'll help them reduce their costs, so we're very competitive on pricing as well. Here locally in this market between 30A and Pensacola, we're saving local business owners close to $1 million a year. So that's money that's staying in the community.
By having competitive fees?
Yes.
That's amazing. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yep. So there's a lot of businesses here locally that are being overcharged for this service.
Okay, and they could save that, not each business $1 million, but collectively.
No, that would be nice if that was the case.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they'd be doing a lot of business. But still, that's not insignificant, right?
Yeah.
So what made you decide to get into this? That was an interesting story we were talking about before.
So when I got out of high school, I got into the real estate industry, and my brother and I were looking at buying a small business in New Jersey. And one of my friends that would do the loans for my clients, he was a lender, mentioned this industry, like, if you guys move forward and buy a business, I have a contact that can help you. And I was just intrigued by it and started asking questions. Ended up meeting with a company that was there locally. Started doing it part-time with them, and then over a year period, I transitioned it into a full-time and been doing it ever since. It's been 13 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You went from real estate to that. Most people go to real estate from
I miss real estate, but this definitely was, I love doing this.
Good business. And something that I wouldn't even think of that is a business, Most
people aren't aware that this industry exists.
Right.
So consumers now, business owners obviously do, but...
And they need somebody to help them with, okay, this is what you're being charged, this is what you can be charged, this is not something that you might need to pay for. All right, tell me, there's something called cash discount. What is that?
So cash discount is a product that's been in the market now for, I believe, about 2 years. And it's gained traction in this market. So it's a product where the technology charges the consumer, 4%. Directly for using their credit card. the business owner doesn't pay anything for accepting credit cards. So for them, it's very lucrative that they're saving a ton of money by passing that cost directly to the consumer.
Sure.
Issue is that that product is non-compliant. Visa and MasterCard deemed it non-compliant, where in anything in accordance with non-compliance, first they're warned, then they're penalized financially, and eventually if they keep doing it for using that product, they'll lose their privilege of accepting credit cards. So we actually came out with a product. The issue is that you're not allowed to surcharge customers for debit cards.
Okay.
So our product actually charges the business for debit cards only, but if they want to use credit cards, it passes that cost to consumers.
It allows them to do that.
So that also eases customer frustration. If the customer has the option to use their debit card, then they're not going to get charged a fee for using their card.
I got you.
So it's not a product that we actively push. We let the business owner decide if that's something they want to do, because it is a change in culture for their business, and it's not a product that's hit mainstream. You're not seeing a lot of major corporations do it. Right. And the reason why is because it's been non-compliant up until recently. Actually in the last few months, products have been hitting the market. So we do offer a product for that service to combat it. But as far as these products out there charging 4% on all card types to the customers,
regardless,
merchants are creating liability for themselves with that.
And the possible penalty after being warned is you can't accept credit cards anymore.
And that's after heavy fines.
Yeah, that'll have a big impact on businesses. Okay, good to know about that. I didn't see. You don't even know that you can be breaking the law sometimes, and I'm a lawyer. Okay, so what types of business generally can benefit from your services?
So we work with a variety of merchants. So if you go down Highway 98, we work with a lot of the restaurants, resorts in the area. We work with a lot of retailers, manufacturers, you name it. There's a wide variety. So Destin, organically, it was more tourist-driven businesses. But then you go to markets like Pensacola, where we're operating in, you're seeing B2B companies. So any business that's accepting credit cards, I would say once a merchant's doing under $5,000 a month in volume, that's when we would probably push them to Square. So that's what Square is built for someone that's doing sporadic transactions.
Got it.
But larger companies that are doing high volume, the larger the merchant, the better fit we are for them.
Got it. Yep. Okay, good to know. Where do you see Gateway going in the future?
So we've expanded along the Gulf Coast. So Destin, Fort Walton, 30A, that's been our primary market, but we've moved into Pensacola, and we've done very well over there. Recently, we started expanding into Mobile, and prior to that, we jumped over into New Orleans and started doing some work over there. So we've been moving along the Gulf Coast. We want to continue to expand, so we're very ambitious. We want to continue to grow in other markets. We like the idea of working in small markets, then we can be, because we're a community-based company. Yeah. So we want to get into these pocket markets, be the expert in that market, and help contribute to the community locally. So we want to continue to grow in those markets.
Well, you're certainly doing that here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh. Come back, okay?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We'll be back.